Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo, and in tech news, everyone keeps asking if I put a screen protector on my smartphone. And honestly, I can't even remember the last time I put a screen protector on my smartphone. It was probably in the iPhone 8 Plus era. And since then, despite having 5 different devices, I haven't really used a screen protector. I had a cracked screen on a Pixel. Was it the Pixel 3 XL? I've lost count with all the Pixels that I've had. But the Samsung devices have been amazing. Like, I've dropped them for sure. In some cases, it feels like I've drop kicked them, thinking, oh God, there's no way the screen survived. But at least the Samsung Galaxy S22 was a champ, as the S21 Ultra was before it. I'm currently on the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, and I maybe it's a sense of overconfidence, just knowing my normal patterns and knowing how I've dropped things, and knowing full well that the glass on this device is even tougher than the glasses on the previous devices. Not my glasses. My glasses probably need some strengthening as well. At some point in the future, I'm probably going to crack these frames too. So that definitely needs to be replaced when that happens. I'm not a big user of cracked screen devices, so when glass cracks on a critical tool like my glasses or a smartphone, I will aim to get it replaced. But maybe I'm dropping things differently these days. Maybe it's just that the glass on these devices, by and large, has improved, or at least in the devices that I've used. The Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra is sporting Gorilla Glass Victus 2, so it's stronger. And as long as you're not like chucking your phone here, there, and everywhere, or maybe dropping from like waist high, and usually when I drop a device, it's a fumble. And more often than not, I seem to fumble outside for some reason, and of course the device takes a smack on the concrete. I've definitely scratched it. When I sent in my S22 Ultra, I noticed on the bottom, because even though I have I keep a case. I'm a big believer in cases, like absolutely 110%. I do not walk around naked. I'm not a smartphone nudist like some of you, and I know many of you love that because you want to showcase the case without the case, because it's the well, I guess you wouldn't be showcasing a case. You'd be showcasing sans case. Can I use French? Does that make this a multilingual video? But I've dropped it enough times to know full well that I'd rather have some degree of protection. And I put my cases through the ringer, and I noticed that I had like nicks and scratches on the bottom of the device, knowing full well that I have dropped the device, like on its edge, directly this way, flat. Usually it hits on the front, and that's one of the reasons why I tend to get cases that have a lip around them, around the perimeter, so that when it does fall, there's a lessened chance of the concrete or the flooring actually hitting the glass itself and dampening the impact, so that any damage that happens is minimized or mitigated to a certain degree. So as much as I don't use a screen protector, and I don't really have any screen protectors to recommend, I do use cases. And I don't think there's going to come a time where I won't want to use a case. And there are like a billion smartphone cases out there, and everyone's got their favorites, and there are always new ones out there. Believe it or not, I don't carry a Star Wars case. I don't. My current choice is a very slim case. So it's hardly there, but it provides enough protection without adding any kind of bulk to the grip, and it actually does give me a grip as well, but like specifically to the holding onto it, doesn't feel bigger than it normally is, and it's a rather large device, this being an Ultra series, or I guess a part of the Ultra series. But when I first get the phone, that's the first thing I do. I put on the case. But the last thing I think about, and I'll say this, for the past few years, has been putting on a screen protector. So there are people who've jumped in to the live stream at live.pirillo.com. This is 24/7, typically talking tech, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. I'm not going to say the end part there because otherwise you'll think I'm done, but I'm not done, but I'm almost done. The idea that people jump in and always ask about the screen protection just, gives me pause. Are y'all running into issues with your smartphones where you're either dropping them a lot or more frequently, or you're having damaged or cracked screens more often than you had in the past? Is this really something that people have stopped doing as well as I have? Like, I stopped with the screen protection. I haven't stopped with the cases, won't stop with the cases, but I've stopped with the screen protection. Am I the only one who uses a case and not a screen protector? Or are you using a screen protector and not a case? Like, I'm just curious to know your logic, and specifically your phone, because I'd imagine that depending on the quality of the build of these devices would very well dictate whether or not you've taken preventative measures to keep that phone from being damaged. And keep in mind, I usually use my device for about a year. So as long as I can get through a year, any kind of, let's say, micro abrasions that might build up to a larger crack have probably been like completely eliminated as a possibility of happening after turning it in, after using it for a year. So I'm in an annual cycle. I'm not going to be using this thing for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. So it's less of an issue for me. And one of the reasons why it's at least with the Samsung devices, I have not felt the need to go the extra mile and put in a screen protector, at least to this point. You? Saints Angel used a screen protector and case on her iPhone. Hugo Doll, or the Hugo Doll, not to be confused with the regular Hugo Doll, uses a case on his phone, but only because gravity is his nemesis. Had a screen protector for a while, but could never get it on right, or them. There was always something just wrong. Small bubble, hair, dust, off center, off square. That also drives me nuts. Another reason why I've stayed away from screen protectors. By the way, again, these comments are coming in live because people watched me record that segment on live.pirillo.com. A Fusion developer who's done software development in the live stream says, my glass screen protector has chips and cracks in the corner, but I don't feel like switching it because of the dreaded bubbles you can get when applying the glass. This time, it has no bubbles. And as long as I can get things working well, I feel the need to keep things the way they are. Status quo, no screen protector. Tech Guy 46 uses a case on his Pixel 7 Pro, and it adds MagSafe. Okay, that's a nice reason to add a case, certainly. Again, you?